So thank you for watching so far. Now we're going to be into the third course, which is going to be how to restore and maintain your pan. So one of the first things that you need to do is you need to decide how bad the rust is on your pan. And so for this particular Dutch oven, you can kind of see that it's got some crusties on the outside. This might take a little more work than your traditional pan that has a little bit of outside rust on it. And kind of like the pan that I got from Joanne, it just needed a little bit of love. So I was able to do a hot water bath, you know, and the way you do that, to me, it's the easiest and the most efficient way to clean a cast iron pan. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the water piping hot. And I mean so hot, you know, it'll almost burn you. You want it very, very hot, and you want to soak that pan in the water. Again, this is used before you're seasoning it, okay? This isn't like regular maintenance and all that. This is just because you've got the pan, it has a little bit of rust on it, or like I said in an earlier course, that you may have found it at a flea market or at a garage sale, something like that, and you want to turn that pan into like new. So you're gonna have that water bath going, and it's soaking piping hot. And you know, some people say 30 minutes, but what I like to do, or what I did on this particular pan, is I let it soak for about 2.5 hours in just hot water. That's it. I didn't do anything fancy. I didn't add any chemicals. I just let the hot water start breaking down all that rust. And so after the water cooled down, the next step that I did is I took a wool brush. Well, not a wool brush, but it's like a little pack. I'll see if I can find a link that I can drop below of what I used. It's just real basic. I mean, it's just like the handheld wool, but it's like actual steel wool. It's not like the steel wool kitchen scrubbers. So it's actual steel wool. So anyway, so I put a little bit of elbow grease. You know, you have to put in a little bit of work to get that big reward. And so I put in all that elbow grease into there, and I got most all the rust free of debris and all that, and started getting the pan to look, you know, almost like new. So then after that, the next step that I like to do is I made a baking soda slurry. So basically what you do is you pour some baking soda. I mean, there's no science, you know, no actual mathematic number that I used. It's just you essentially want to get it to a paste, you know, so it's kind of goopy. And then I took a paper towel, and then I just started kind of letting, you know, scrubbing the pan. That way it's soaked in to the pan. And so I scrubbed everywhere I possibly could on the pan, and then after all that, turned the water on, got it piping hot again. And so then you get it piping hot, and that water's it's stinging so hot. So then you rinse off the pan, and then after you rinse it off, you just look for any crusties or anything in there, and then now we're gonna work on the seasoning. So if you get the pan down, you don't see any visible rust, that's where you get into it. And so after you do all the water bath and you have it all cleaned off and dry, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna coat it with some oil. And the oil that I used is canola oil. I mean, some people use flaxseed oil, grapeseed oil, some of these high-end, high smoke point oils. But I mean, let's be honest, the way the economy is these days, I mean, I'm not gonna spend $8,000 on a thing of flaxseed oil, and so canola oil will do just fine. And so that's what I used, and it's got a nice high smoke point. It's not the healthiest oil, obviously, but again, we're just trying to season this pan. I'm not gonna be licking the oil off the pan. So meanwhile, behind the scenes, you wanna have that oven set to 450 degrees at least. Some people like to do 500, but personally, I'm a fan of 450. I just think it does the job. And so you've got that oven at 450 degrees, and so you applied your seasoning, right, which is your first layer of oil before that polymerization happens, right? You remember that? Course number 2, polymerization. Okay. Hope you're listening. There'll be a test at the end. I'm just kidding. So anyway, after all that, I had it preheating the oven, and the one thing is I'm going to show you a clip where I actually put like a metal pan underneath my cast iron. But you want your ideally, you know, you put your cast iron pan upside down. That's how I did mine. But I should have put the pan, the metal pan, on the next rack below, because if you can see this video, you can see all the stain. My wife was not happy with me for ruining that pan on the bottom, so I'm gonna end up having to get another one because I was being a little, wasn't thinking too good, I'll just say that. And so anyway, so don't do what I did. You can even put foil on the next rack. The idea is you just want to get any oil drippings to drip on that surface and not on the bottom of your oven. And so you're going to put it in there, and I did mine for around 55 minutes to an hour. Some people you know, have their own method, and that's a beautiful thing about cast iron. There is no guideline that is truly you have to follow it or else. You got to find what's right for you. And once you start getting comfortable cooking with cast iron and kind of know what signs to look out for after you season it. And one of the biggest things that you'll notice is if your pan's got kind of a sticky feel to it after a while, that just means you need to reseason it. And so that's what I wanted to let you know today is that it's okay. If your pan gets sticky, don't worry about it. Just, you know, do what I said, you know, just let's scrub it down, get all that off, and let's start over, start fresh. And so another little tip that I'll give you about reseasoning is I would encourage you to do this on a day when no one's home, because it does smoke up the house quite a bit from the oil once it hits that smoke point. So I would plan on doing this when nobody's around and you can crack a window open, or if you have like a gas grill and you want to do it outside, or one of those the pellet grills, you know, that would probably be a little more ideal if you have family members that might be a little sensitive to the you know, to the fumes and things of that nature. So anyway, this concludes course number 3, and we'll meet you on the next course. And again, comment if you have any questions, or you know, if you have anything that you might want to recommend to anyone who's watching a video like this. So thank you, and we'll see you at the next course.